Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning, and welcome today. Yes, oh my goodness, the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair is finally here. Happy Sunday, everybody. And of course, if you get some time to be with us this morning, thank you for being here. Please let us know where you're joining in from and who is joining in with you. Excited to be here with you all and cannot wait to share all the amazing programming that we do have. We'll be joined by many creatives today, this morning, as well as a little later in the day as well. So please let us know where you're joining in from. And if you forgot that the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair is on today, well, we're here to remind you. We're here to encourage you to indeed come on out and see if there's some goodies that you can find. I guarantee you there's some out there. And of course, many amazing people to come. Thank you so much for joining in today. Welcome indeed to this special edition of Storytime. And indeed, we're covering the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair. And I will be joined by guests here too, where we'll be talking about many different things. And very shortly, people will be coming on and will be able to share a lot more about the event. But it is happening at Teance, as you can see from our banner there. It will be at Teance, and it will be from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. For in person. And then, of course, you can join us later on for you can join us later. Well, you can. Right now, we're here with you for the live online session right now. So welcome. Enjoy the stories that we have. Enjoy the great conversations that we'll be having here on Storytime. Thank you so much for joining in today. Absolutely love it. This special edition of Storytime. Please let us know where you're joining in from and who is joining in with you. Yes, indeed, one of the people that will be there and is a good friend of Storytime is indeed Angela Darton, and just love her books, love her work, love her as a person. And of course, one of my favorite books that she's done is, all of her books are my favorite books, but this one I love so much. And this one is called If You Look Up to the Sky, and we'll be reading that one very shortly too. And this one, the pictures or illustrations are by Margarita Sikorskaya, and it is indeed an Angela Darton special. So get ready for this one and many more books to come. Let us know where you're joining in from. Thank you so much for joining us today. Absolutely love it that we're here. And as you know too, on Storytime, we've been doing this thing encouraging kindness December. So please remember too that you can get to do this at home where you are, and just look out, print this out. It's been shared on the Storytime platforms, as well as you can find it at Action for Happiness. And if you look there, today is the 11th, and it'll be say buy an extra item or donate it to a local food bank. Yes, if you have something that you can donate, of course it must be something if you're able to, right? If you're able to buy something extra, donate it to a food bank, or indeed give it to that person that you know is in need. So one kind deed goes a long way. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Absolutely appreciate each and every one of you for joining in today with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, while we wait for our first guest, and of course many guests that will be coming today, let us get started. And I have to say too that right now it's flu season. It's all kinds of things going around. So definitely keeping our friends at heart that are not feeling too well right now, sending you extra love, sending you all the joy and happiness, and hope that, whatever you're feeling that is making you feel a little bit knocked down goes away soon. Thank you so much for joining in, friends. Well, as we wait, we'll get started with our story for today, and we'll be, of course, learning a little bit more about what the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair is all about. So here we go with our first book, and I do apologize that it might be cut short at some point as we bring in we bring in our guests. But for now, here we go. If you look up to the sky. This one coming from our friend here, Angela Darton, who will also be on live later on, and of course, Margarita Sikorskaya. Thank you so much for joining us on Storytime, and I'll catch you on the other side of this very short break when we're back for more Storytime. Thank you so much for joining in. You know who else will be at this event? Well, Kamaria Lofton, indeed, Auckland's very own.
Hello, my name is Kamaria Lofton. I'm the creator and author of the Kids Love Oakland book series, and you are watching Storytime with Mr. Limata.
Welcome back indeed. Thank you, Kamaria. And if you know Kamaria, you know that she's brought us many wonderful books, including this one here, Oakland Baby. Come and get your copies. Come and get your signed copies this morning. So excited to have her with us on Storytime. Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. If you look up to the sky, yes, indeed. Thank you for joining us. Who is with us this morning? Well, Tara McNamara, good morning to you. Clara and Erin are feeling better and happy to join in for Storytime. Well, I'm glad you're here this morning. Thank you for joining us for this special Storytime on a Sunday. Yes, as we are having a special with the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair that is happening here on Storytime, of course, for the online session, and of course in person at Teance. And Storytime will be there too to cover it live. Thank you for being here. Are you ready for our first story for the day? Here we go. If you look up to the sky, this one coming to us from Angela Darton and Margarita Sikorskaya. Here we go. If you look up to the sky, written by Angela Darton, pictures by Margarita Sikorskaya. Here we go. When I was a little girl, I used to sit on my grandmother's lap and we would look up to the sky and she would say, "What did Grandma say?" When you look up to the sky, what did she say? When I was a little girl, I used to sit on my grandmother's lap and we would look up to the sky and she would say, "If you look up to the sky when you're feeling lost and see the moon peeking ever so slightly through the clouds, know you are in the place you are meant to be." Yes, if you look up to the sky when you're feeling lost and the moon is peeking ever so slightly through the clouds, know you are in the place you are meant to be. Yes, indeed. Know that you're in the place you're meant to be. If you look up to the sky and there is no moon to fill it, don't be afraid. It is the sky telling you to be calm and patient. Yes, indeed. Good things will happen soon. If you look up to the sky and there is no moon to fill it, don't be afraid. It is the sky telling you to be calm and patient. Good things will happen soon. Yes, indeed. Good things will happen soon. If you look up to the sky and it is filled with stars, name one after each of your accomplishments. That way, you're giving something back to the universe that gave you the breath to make them happen. So beautiful, isn't it? If you look up to the sky and you see it filled with stars, name one after each of your accomplishments. That way, you're giving something back to the universe that gave you the breath to make them happen. Love it. If you look up to the sky and see a star streak across its darkness, know that you are special. And like the star, there will never be another you. Yes, indeed. If you look up to the sky and see the star streak across the darkness, know that you are special. And like the star, there will never be another you. Yes, indeed. There will be times when you will look up to the sky and it will be filled with flashes of lightning and dark and gloomy clouds. It is the universe reminding you that even the bad times can be exciting and you just have to wait for them to pass. Isn't that beautiful? There will be times when you will look up to the sky and it'll be filled with flashes of lightning and dark and gloomy clouds. It is the universe reminding you that even the bad times can be exciting and you just have to wait for them to pass. And they will. Yes, you best believe it. They will pass. Those bad times, they will pass indeed. I love it. Yes. If you look up to the sky and see big billowing clouds, find as many shapes as you can. What shapes can you see in these clouds? It is the universe way of helping you create new dreams. Yes, indeed. It is the universe way of helping you create new dreams. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Oh my goodness. If you look up to the sky and it is a sea of blue, the universe is telling you that anything is possible as long as you don't give up. Yes, it is the universe telling you that anything is possible as long as you don't give up. Yes, indeed. And while the sky is endless, the years will go by. Life will become busy and you will forget to look up. Yes, and while the sky is endless, the years will go by. Life will become busy and you will forget to look up. But know that you will always find me in the brightness of the moon. Know that you will always find me in the brightness of the moon. If you look up to the sky. Love it, love it, love it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining in. Of course, we're here today celebrating the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair, which is happening today in person from 11 to 2 p.m. at Teance in Berkeley. But of course, we are here for the online session from now until 10. And of course, we'll be back again at 11. Thank you so much for joining in. Tara McNamara, Erin, and Clara, thank you for being here with us on Storytime this morning. I'm just waiting on my first guest, and yes please, Janine, if you're still listening in, join us this morning. We want you here. Thank you so much for joining in. Absolutely love it. And of course, many things happening today. And we'll have our different guests that will be coming into story time today. I'm excited for them. So please let us know where you're joining in from. And of course, just a little reminder as well, too, that we do have wonderful books of the different creatives. Angela Darton will be there at the Social Justice Holiday Book Fair, of course, at Teance in person. And then many more. Robert Trujillo will be there too. Laura Atkins. So please come on out and see who is with us. And of course, we'll be lucky enough, some will be joining us here on Storytime as well. And let me just pull up some of the people that will be coming up here too. Exciting indeed for the many folks that we have coming to join us today on Storytime. Absolutely love it. And of course too, thank you for being here. Let us know where you're joining in from. And remember too that you can find Storytime anytime during the day, anytime that is convenient to you. You can always find Storytime at storytimewithmrlimata.com, of course at Storytime with Mr. Limata on Facebook and YouTube, and indeed get to enjoy the wonderful times together. Thank you so much for joining in today. And we do have a wonderful lineup, wonderful guests coming up on Storytime today. And yeah, I'm excited for it. I hope you are too. Many wonderful guests coming our way today. And yeah, this is the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair special on Storytime. And of course, our guests are getting ready to come on. Jill Guerra will be here with us at 8:25. So very soon she'll be here. And of course, some of our friends could not be here with us today. As you know, people might not be feeling too well right now, but we are here. Thank you so much for joining in. Oh, yes, indeed. You say, what a wonderful story. Thanks for the lovely day with the great turnout. We wish we could come out to the book fair in person, but for now, it's nap time. Well, thank you. Appreciate you, Tara, Erin, and of course, Clara. And I'm so glad that you're all feeling better, feeling stronger. Love it. I hope that your Sunday is a beautiful one indeed. And nap time, I forget, yes, on the East Coast is much later in the day. Thank you so much for joining us. And it is indeed out here in Oakland today, a hot chocolate kind of day. And hopefully the rain holds out, and let's us celebrate tonight. Let's us celebrate this Sunday, not tonight. This is the whole day. Thank you so much for joining in. Please enjoy your nap, and thank you for taking the time to be here with us on Storytime, and of course to get to listen to this wonderful story from Angela Darton. And this one is called Yes, If You Look Up to the Sky. A very sweet story. Love it. I will be joined also by Grace Carroll. I'll be joined by Christina Sari, and then we'll be joined by John Castleberry as well, and Brianna McDaniel as well will be joining us. So many people coming here to Storytime. If you have a minute later on again, please come on back and join us here on Storytime. Thank you so much for joining in, and many important issues, of course, that this fair brings up, because we have, like so many independent creators as well as traditionally published creators who are very, very thoughtful about their work, very thoughtful about their approach to their work and the communities that they live in. And so we're lucky to have them indeed. And of course, wonderful times ahead, and long may they continue to be creative. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely love it. And of course, we do have another amazing book coming up very shortly, and this one is called Counting on Community, but we'll be bringing that a little bit. So for now, just go grab your hot chocolate if you need to, and of course remember too that we are here at Storytime for you today as we bring this special in conjunction with the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair. I wish I was just saying that from memory, but no, I have to read it. One day I'll get the name. One day. I was hoping this time that I had it, but still practicing it. It'll come. Thank you so much for joining in, friends. And remember too that we're promoting Kindness December here on Storytime. And of course, please remember to do that act of kindness. Do a mitzvah. Why not, right? It doesn't take much. And of course, today's I know says buy an extra item and donate it to a local food bank. But please, it can be something that doesn't cost us anything. If you have an extra pack of noodles or something, let's share that with somebody else that needs it, right? And of course, if you can afford to get one extra, please do that, or why not try it and then donate it to amazing places that are helping so many people in our communities. Thank you so much for joining in today. I'm excited to be out at the book fair today because we will be meeting too Robert Trujillo later on, the author of Perkins' First Flat Top. Excited so much to be with you all. All right, thank you so much for joining in. And oh, yes, indeed. Janine, hop on along. Thank you. So, yes, we'll be having our guests join us this morning and bringing us wonderful information about the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair. I said it from memory. Yes. Please, as always, let us know where you're joining in from and who is joining in with you. And we'll be right back after this short break. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Absolutely appreciate you all.
Hi, my name is Zetta Elliott, and I am the author of 40 books for kids, including Dragons in a Bag and A Place Inside of Me. You're watching Storytime with Mr. Limata.
And we know too that even though Zetta will not be there in person, we know that she supports our mission with the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair. And yeah, you might be able to find some of her books out there. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. And of course, this Storytime special, this wonderful Sunday morning. I hope that it is indeed a good day for you. Thank you for being here with us. And if you're a soccer lover, of course, too, I hope that you've been going crazy with the World Cup that has been happening as well. So much excitement, so many great games out there. But of course, oops. All right, Janine, let me resend you the link in a little bit. Thank you so much for joining in today. Oh, absolutely appreciate you. Thank you so much. Our guest is trying to get on with us, and hopefully they can join us very, very soon. Thank you for joining in today. Absolutely love it. How are you doing? We'll be reading. Oh my goodness. Oh. Thank you so much. And yeah, we just have our guest trying to come in with us today and join us. But before then, too, as we wait for our guest, well, here we go. Counting on Community, another great book. This one coming from one of the founding organizers of the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair, and it is Inosanto Nagara. And this one, written and illustrated by Inosanto Nagara, it is called Counting on Community. Love it, love it, love it. Please let us know where you're joining in from and who is joining in with you today. And this is the Storytime special as we are celebrating, as it will be happening today at 2 p.m. for the in-person Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair. But of course, we are here for the online session right now. And of course, we're going all the way until 10 a.m. And of course, then we'll take a short break and we'll be back at 11 with more programming live from Teance this morning. So thank you so much for joining in. So we're going to read this amazing book today from Inosanto Nagara. It is called Counting on Community. And yes, written and illustrated by Inosanto Nagara. And we know that this one is published 7 Stories Press. Thank you. And Triangle Square. Love it. Thank you so much, Inosanto, indeed, for all the work that you've put into the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair. And yeah, for those of you that know Eno, you're always in for a treat with his wonderful books. So here we go. This one is called Counting on Community, and we're going to get started with this one after this short break. See you on the other side.
Hello, I'm Olalu Ogunyemi, officer in the United States Marine Corps and author of Crow from the Shadow. You are tuned in with my brother on Storytime with Mr. Limata. Enjoy, and God bless.
Thank you so much, Ola Olu Ogunyemi, to one of my favorite people for sure, and we wish that he would be with us at the Social Justice Book Fair in person. But of course, this morning, just getting in to say hello. Remember, Billy Dipper's Time to Shine is his latest book. Here we go, Counting on Community. Are you ready? Written and illustrated by Inosanto Nagara. And of course, you'll be able to find some of his stuff at the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair. And it is indeed one of the founding and organizing members of this wonderful event. Here we go. Living in community, it's a lot of fun. Let's count the ways. Let's start with one. Yes, indeed. Oh, don't you just love it? We're here, one community this morning. And hopefully you join us at Teance too. Living in community, it's a lot of fun. Let's count the ways. Let's start with one. Ah. What can you see? Oh, yes, indeed. A block party? Well, that's what the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair is like. It's a big party, and if you love books, come on out. If you love community, come on out. One stuffed piñata for every holiday. Oh. One stuffed piñata for every holiday. Yes, indeed. What else? Love it. Two neighbor friends always there to play. Yay. Yeah. Play is more fun for sure when you have others, right? Two neighbor friends always there to play. Yay. Aww. Three urban farmers knee deep in mud. Oh, doesn't that look like fun? Duck is like, I'm joining in too. Three urban farmers knee deep in the mud. Oh, love it. I wish more communities can have spaces like that, where our little ones and everybody can get to be in the mud and participate. Oh. 4 fresh potatoes, 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, spud. Oh. Can you see? 1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, spud. Oh, look at those happy faces. Yes, indeed. 5 chunks of chalk on the sidewalk. Yeah. Are you going to put your message of love on the sidewalk? Your creativity on the sidewalk? Yes. Art in the community. 5 chunks of chalk on the sidewalk. Enough for each one of us. Ah, love it. Look at the duck. Trying to get in the action. 6 music makers who totally rock. Ah, yes. Can you hear their sound? Can you imagine their sound? 6 music makers who totally rock. Love it. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. 7 bikes and scooters and helmets to share. Please do not forget your helmet when you're out there riding. Yes, protect yourself. Protect your beautiful brain. 6 bikes and scooters and helmets to share. Yes, indeed. 6 bikes and scooters and helmets to share. Love it. What color is your bike? Do you have a bike? 8 picket signs showing that we care. Oh my goodness, I love it. Yes, 8 picket signs that show we care. Oh yes, indeed we do. Oh yes, we do. Yes, hold up that sign loud and proud because you care. 8 picket signs showing that we care. We're a community. We take care of each other. We speak up when we see injustice. 9 tasty dishes. Yummy, yummy potluck. Oh my goodness, making me hungry. 9 tasty dishes. Yummy, yummy potluck. Oh my goodness. Can I pick some of the food from the book here? Oh my. Oh, I can imagine the smells. So good. 9 tasty dishes. Yummy, yummy potluck. Oh my goodness. Yes, indeed. And there'll be a buffet of books today at Teance. Come and join us 11 to 2 p.m. today, December 11th. 10 hefty hands. Wait a second. Is one of them a duck? Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yes, one of them is a duck. Do you see it? Right there. Oh, sneaky duck. So it should be 9 hefty hens and 1 duck. Yes, indeed. All part of the community. So, what can you count in your community? I can count on you, and you can count on me. Love it. And that is the end of Counting on Community, written and illustrated by Inosanto Nagara. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here with us on Storytime today. Catch me on the other side of this very short break. Thank you indeed for joining us this morning. Absolutely appreciate each and every one of you.
Have you ever wondered what makes you special? Maybe it's the color of your eyes. Maybe it's something that you can do, like sing. Well, with my brand new book, I See Me, you'll find out exactly what makes you awesomely special. Make sure you keep in touch with me on my social media handles and at Just in Time for Storytime. You're watching Storytime with Mr. Limata.
Welcome back, friends. Thank you indeed for joining in today. Absolutely love it. We're going to take a short break, a short 5-minute break, and we'll be right back with more programming. So go, grab what you need right now. Grab your hot chocolate, grab your snack, and come on back for more stories and more guests today here on Storytime. We'll be right back after this little interlude. Thank you so much for joining in today. I hope that you're having fun. I hope that you've enjoyed the books that we've read for you so far. And of course, our guests will be coming on. I just need to check in with a few of them and see where we are. And of course, we'll be right back. Just give us 5 minutes and enjoy. Go, grab what you need. And we'll be right back. Thank you indeed for being here with us on Storytime.
Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? just can't wait to be hearing. Your favorite stories with this great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Read me all of your stories. Read me all of your stories. Some with people who look like me, others very different from the way that I look and think. Read me all of your stories. Read me all of your stories. Some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Read me all of your stories. Read me all of your stories. Some with people who look like me, others very different from the way that I look and think. Read me all of your stories. Read me all of your stories. Some stories from far away, others right here in my neighborhood. Story time. Story time. Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. He brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for joining in. And of course, Sam Black, good to see you here as well. Thank you. I'm glad that you're joining us all the way out in England. Thank you for being here. Iris and Zola, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome back. And I hope that you've enjoyed the two stories that we've read to you so far. And our guest, Jill Guerra, is here, will be here with us very shortly. So please do hang in tight, and they'll be here to join us and indeed enjoy story time with us this morning. Thank you so much for joining in. Glad we are here together. Thank you indeed. And I'm glad that we're here together. Wonderful stories. Oh, wait, story time is here. And of course, it is the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair happening today at Teance in Berkeley. And of course, happening right now, right here on Storytime platforms for the live session, for the online session. So thank you so much for being here indeed. And apologies, there was a bit of miscommunication with our guest, so we've changed the link and it is coming right here very soon. Thank you so much for joining in, friends. Absolutely appreciate you. And yeah, patience from my end as well as I wait. Thank you so much for joining in today. And of course, to remember that Storytime is always here for you. We're here live 7 a.m. Pacific time as well as 11 a.m. Pacific time. So please do catch us then if you can. And of course, we are always delighted to have you here with us. Yes, here comes our best guest for this morning. Good morning to you, Jill. How are you doing?
Good morning. I'm good. A little technical difficulties.
No, I know.
There we go.
No, my mistake on that, and I'm just glad that you.
It's okay. How are you?
You know, I'm glad that we were able to catch it so early. Otherwise, I would have been waiting.
You would have been wondering all day what's happening here. It's fine. Doing? I'm doing good. It's a little early. It's been a busy week. Yeah. And so getting ready to go out and sell books today and meet people and see all these amazing people. It's such a fun event so many people come by, interesting people, teachers, parents,
Yes.
people who just love children's books. And it's always just really fun to meet people. I just spend the whole day hugging and talking and connecting, and it's really great. It's a great, and buying too many books, like too many books. There's so many great books. And I always come home. I try to get one from each vendor usually. I don't know. I think we're growing, so I may not be able to do that, but
That's what I did last time. I just went around.
I remember your backpack was overflowing.
Yes. Good times. But
So many good
how long
books.
have you done this?
Pardon?
How long have you done the social justice?
I think I may have done the first one, I think. And then I took a break, and then I did the one during the pandemic online.
Yes.
And then I did last year's where we were all masked.
Yes.
And so this might be my third or fourth time, I think.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm on my third now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so growing with you.
Yeah. It's such a good event, and I'm glad the rain stopped. I was really worried about that, but it looks like it's going to be a good day.
Right.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Yeah, just fingers crossed, and hopefully it holds out like it says in the forecast.
Yeah.
But Joe, I know that you've been busy since the last time you've been here to story time set. And what do you have? I know that there's. I know you're a centering guru. I feel like I love it.
Yeah. I wrote 3 books during the pandemic. My first book was Long Hair Don't Care, which I published in 2016.
Love it.
And then I had, all these different ideas, and I was working on them in different ways. And then during the pandemic, creativity burst. And so I have 3 books. So the last time I read When I Breathe Deeply, Cuando Respiro Profundo.
Yeah, let me get you bigger on the camera so people can really see those books. Yeah.
Yeah. So this book is, I was trying to work this thing here. So this book is just really sweet because it was.
We can actually see it very clearly.
Okay. So we started, I started with, I'm a mindfulness teacher. I teach in Oakland Public School, one Oakland Public School, and I'm the mindfulness teacher. So I see all the classes once a week. And I gave a writing prompt to 3rd through 5th grade. And the writing prompt was, when I breathe deeply, ... And so this book came from their responses. And what happened, I collected all the responses, narrowed it down to, a common theme. And then I went during the pandemic to students' houses and took pictures. Let me move this way. Took pictures. And so it's just really sweet. When I breathe deeply, my body relaxes and I feel safe.
Yes.
I get to know myself. I keep going on to when I breathe deeply. I can feel my heart changing, emotions. I feel calmer and calmer with each breath. So this one is it's really sweet. It's the kids' words, and it shows different ways that people, hands on the heart and on the belly. And when I've heard from back-to-back breathing, I've heard from people from adults that when they read this, they read it to their children, and then they feel calm and soothed when they read them. And then at the back of the book, there's instructions for breathing deeply, just checking in. It's really about checking in with yourself and noticing what and it's not always going to feel calm. It's not always going to feel calm. Sometimes you'll notice, I'm actually feeling a little bit nervous right now. What do I need to do to take care of myself?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm feeling a little bit sad right now. How do I take care of myself? So it's just really about checking in with yourself.
Yeah.
And then the next book after that one during the pandemic was really a pandemic book. It's called My Colorful Quarantine, Mi Cuarentena Colorida. Yeah. And this was a little project that I did with my grandson. So I'm a teacher, so I was home doing online teaching, and my grandson was in school, and so he was with me all day. And we decided in the summer, and we spent the summer together, we decided to do this little project where we gathered all the things in the house and clothing that we have that are different colors.
Yeah.
Took a selfie, and then got the word of the color translated. So English, Spanish, Mandarin, Vietnamese, and Egyptian Arabic. And so little kids really like this book because it's a color book. And so you can like
I
search,
like it.
search to see all the items on the page. Just play with it. Do go through your own house, look for items. What other items could be here? Talk about food items. So just really fun. And then at the back of the book, we just a letter to the reader and just some like what we learned. This was really about like making the best of the situation.
Yeah.
We were in the pandemic. There was nothing. We had no control. There was nothing we could do. And so how do we handle it? Am I going to be in fear and worry and waiting for it to change?
Yeah.
Or am I going to live my life? And
Right.
so this book was really about just having fun, getting creative, spending time together. And then we came up with the book.
Yeah, no, I love the way you've used so many things around in your life. I mean, I look at even the first one that I knew you from, which is Long Hair Don't Care. It's just so many things that we
So
said.
Long Hair Don't Care was written because my grandson has very long hair. Wherever he would be, people would come up and go, "Oh, what a beautiful little girl." And it didn't bother him. He says that it didn't bother him. He would just correct them and say, "Actually, I'm a boy."
Yeah.
And people would be like, and it's always adults. It was always adults. And so I thought, let me make this book. And I had heard stories about kids across this country. I have like 4 different stories that I dedicated the book to those boys, that the boys were told they had to cut their hair to attend school. And if they didn't cut their hair, they couldn't attend school, the school they were going to.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was so outrageous. And
where was this happening?
This is all over the country. I can't remember the exact states, but it was in our country. There were like, I would see these news articles. And luckily we live in this area where people are more open-minded. Well, I don't want to criticize other places, but if you're banning children from school because of their hairstyle,
right,
I don't think we're open-minded. So I wrote this book for him, and what I did was I reached out to the community and just asked people to send in pictures, and I got just such a diverse group.
Yeah.
Grown men, young children, all different cultures, all different hair types.
I love it, Jill. And too, like even for me as a man with locks, there are times when I've had to kind of feel like I have to check myself.
Right.
And like even as you're in spaces, you're like, oh, like am I supposed to have this hair?
Right.
Like what are the people thinking and stuff, like you do have that because of the way society has treated us. Yeah.
And no one should feel that way. No one should have to feel that way. And so that was the purpose of this book, was really to like show diversity for kids, for boys who have long hair, to feel affirmed. And I am always coming across moms write me all the time and say that their child is really struggling. They want to cut their hair because they're getting teased. And then they read the book and they don't want to cut their hair anymore. They feel proud. And I've had adult men even come to me and say, when I was a kid, I wish I'd had this book because I did cut my hair because I was getting teased. And so so this book is not, this book is for children to feel affirmed, but it's also for everybody else to learn that we come in different packages, right? And everything is okay. Everything is beautiful. Look at all these beautiful people. So there's a reading guide to this one on the website. So the website is thelovecurriculum.com.
Yes.
And there's a reading guide for this book, and there's also a reading guide for the When I Breathe Deeply.
Yes.
And then the last book, the one that is most recent, is this one I'm just so proud of. This is such a beautiful book. This was a long process. This was like a few years it took me to write this.
Oh, wow.
It's called We Are Yoga, a love letter and affirmation. Somos Yoga, una carta de amor en afirmaciones. They're all the books except for Long Hair Don't Care are bilingual. They're both written in Spanish and English.
Yeah.
And this one has beautiful, beautiful illustrations by Rob Lou Trujillo. And that was like, really took us, I think, about 2 or 3 years.
Don't we just love Rob?
Yes. And he writes amazing books, and he's an amazing artist. And one of the things that I love about his art, and the reason why I wanted to do this book with him, is because often when we see books with kids of color, they look very cartoonish, or they are white kids dipped in brown paint,
Right.
and we're not looking at the nuances and who these people really are. And so the thing that I love about Rob's work is that it's just the details
Yes.
are so on point, and they're not making our kids look like cartoons, that they're actually real human beings.
Yeah.
And there's such a diversity out there, right? And so this book has the pose in English, Spanish, and Sanskrit, the original language, and then it has an affirmations, and then it has reflection questions. And so for this one, it's called, this is plank pose, and the affirmation is, I am strong of mind, body, and heart. I am powerful. And then the questions are, when do you feel most powerful? What is happening in your mind, your body, and your heart when you feel this way? So this is really, it's really a mindful movement book. It's really about noticing. I am patient with myself. I keep trying. I am perseverant. What is something that is hard for you that you want to keep working on? What is something that was hard in the past, but that you stuck with? How did it make you feel to do that? So you can do a lot with this book. You can just read the affirmations, or you can do the reflections. You can do like a group conversation with a class or one-on-one, or you can do journal writing. But just like, and the affirmations, I read this at the Life is Living Festival.
Yeah.
And there was a group of kids there, and I only read the affirmations, and I would have them repeat the last line. So even when things are hard, there is always something to smile about. I am wise. And then the kids would repeat back, I am wise. The roots of my ancestors hold me up as I reach for the sky. I am grounded. And the kids would yell out, I am grounded. I am gentle and compassionate with myself and with others. I am peaceful. I am peaceful.
Yeah. And did you direct them to do that, or did it just happen?
I think I started with the first couple, and then they just started yelling out like very strongly.
I love it. I love it.
It was really sweet. So if you see, you just notice the artwork is just, it's the most diverse book.
Yeah.
It has kids from totally different cultures and different body types, and because that's who we are, right? And that's what we're missing in books, is we don't see that enough. And this is why I love the social justice children's book holiday fair, because there's just an array. We have so many books from different communities, and all available in one place.
In one place, exactly. No, I know. Like I was saying, I went around just picking books, picking this, and
This is the final spread, which I just love. And I think at some point I want to get this made into like a sweatshirt, because it's just so beautiful.
Sweatshirts. I see posters for that. Like there's so many.
We don't see this enough. When we look up yoga, we see one body type, one face, one everything. And so I wanted to bring some reality to that. The last thing about this book is that it has a guide for when to use the poses. So if you're looking for calming poses, grounding poses, strengthening poses.
Oh, wow.
And then here it tells you for each of those how and when you could use it. So if you're in a classroom or at home or whatever with students.
Yeah, I've had this book so long here, and now that you're talking about a little bits, I'm like, oh, I didn't notice that.
There's some stuff in there. Yeah, there's a lot more. There's a lot in there. It's a really nice thick book with a lot of information, a lot you can do with it.
Just to would you I know you'll be with us at the fair in person, so come on out please, and meet Jill out there, and get your signed copies too, and just come for the community too. It is a great space to be.
It's a really beautiful space to be in.
Wonderful space, and and thank you to Teance for really hosting us this year too.
Yes.
Would you like to lead us? Would you be able to lead us in a mindfulness?
A little mindfulness, sure. You're talking about now or later?
Now.
Right now. Okay. All right. So when we do mindful breathing, we want to take a deep inhale. So an inhale is when when you smell a flower. So let's pretend we have a flower in front of us.
Yes.
And we smell the flower. We fill up our belly with air, right? That's called an inhale. And then when we blow the air out, it's like, the dandelion flowers that you make a wish with.
Yeah.
You blow the air out. So inhaling and exhaling. Now we're doing this all the time. We breathe always, right? But we're not always paying attention to our breath. So that's what we do when we're doing mindful breathing. So if we can just pause for a moment, maybe you want to close your eyes if you want to, and then just tune into the breath. So breathing in and breathing out. And notice what that feels like when you do that. Breathing in and out and in and out. And then with your eyes closed still, just notice, what am I feeling like right now? What does my body feel like? How is my heart today? And then go ahead and open your eyes. And if anybody's there writing in the chat, you can write in the chat, or just tell the person that you're with what you noticed. I notice that I'm feeling this way. I notice that my body feels whatever way. And there's no right or wrong answer. Whatever you're feeling, that's the way you're feeling, and that is okay.
Mm-hmm.
So thank you. I hope you enjoyed that and you do some more mindful breathing in your life.
Yeah. No, I did. I feel like I'm even talking softer. It's just like I'm doing that. It's so good. Thank you.
Just settling back down.
Thank you so much. Well, Jill, we look forward to seeing you at the fair, and thank you for joining us early morning here today.
Yeah.
As we
Thank you.
And I'm kind of jealous of just how easily it seemed to roll off your tongue. Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair. I'm just now.
It's right there on the thing in front of me, so I can read it while I'm looking. I stumble too. It's a long phrase. Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for this platform and supporting the work.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I love this community, and it's just, like it's been, yes, the pandemic has brought so many, so much, not just sorrow and just, like anxiety and so many things. But some of the silver linings for me definitely has been, like getting to know this community and just wonderful, amazing work that people are doing. And it's I think we were all, I was sleeping on it, but now, like it's so good. Just,
beauty and joy. It's there always. So.
Thank you so much. And
all right, thank you.
Give us your books before you go. We have the 3 amazing books that you've done, and we have Profundo.
My Colorful Quarantine.
Colorful Quarantine.
Colorida. Long Hair Don't Care.
Yeah, don't care.
When I Breathe Deeply.
When I Breathe
Cuando
Deeply.
Respiro Profundo, and We Are Yoga, a love letter and affirmations.
Love it. And what school site, Jill? I
am at Manzanita Seed in East Oakland. I am the mindfulness teacher there. I see 400 plus students every week. And I'm really grateful for that work.
Oh yeah.
I'm really lucky to do it.
Yeah. And what's your mascot at Manzanita Seed?
I have no idea. Do we have a mascot? We're focused on social justice and mindfulness. I have no idea. Elementary school, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, thank you so much, Jill. I'll see you in person.
All right. We'll see you in a little while.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here with us.
All right. Bye. Have a good day.
You too. Oh, everybody, that was Jill Guerra coming here and showing us ways in which we can center this morning. If you're feeling some anxiety, you're feeling a certain way, like let's try and breathe deeply. Just take those deep breaths, inhale, exhale, and I already feel better, even if that's just one breath. Thank you so much for joining in today. And we're also expecting other guests that will be joining us. We have Grace Caro that will be here, Christina Sari, John Castleberry will be here too, as well as Brianna McDaniel. So please tell your friends to tell their friends to tell everybody that is happening today. The Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair is happening at Teance, and of course, right now, right here on Storytime platforms, here on Facebook and YouTube. And please let us know where you're joining us from, and indeed, come on out and meet these amazing creators out there. And it is indeed a hot chocolate kind of day out here in Oakland. I can see a little bit of sun actually peeking out. So hopefully, like it holds, and our fair is a good one. I mean, it'll be a good one either way, but hopefully it is a dry one so that we can definitely be out there in a little bit more comfort. Thank you so much for joining in today. Absolutely love it. And thank you for being here. Sam Black, Iris, and Zola, thank you for joining us all the way out in England. We appreciate you, and we hope that you've enjoyed the stories that we've had for you so far. And of course, amazing guest that was here with us. In Jill Guerra. Thank you. Tara McNamara, thank you. I hope that nap time goes well. Thank you for the wonderful story. Well, you're welcome indeed, Angela Darton, with that one. And yes, hope it's a lovely day and a great turnout. We are hoping for that. And yes, it looks like the rain is holding out. So indeed, hopefully that encourages more people to come out and be in community with us this morning. Wish you could be there in person. Well, we wish that too, but we send you hugs, hugs, hugs. And you know what? Feeling good that you're feeling better. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. Absolutely love it. Clara, Erin, and Tara McNamara out in Massachusetts. Thank you for joining us this morning. And of course, sending extra love to everybody out there joining us from all the different spaces. Please remember to tell your friends if they're in the Bay Area that the Social Justice Holiday Book Fair, Children's Book Holiday Fair, is happening at Teance at 11 in Berkeley, 11 to 2 in person. And of course, right here, we'll be having our guests come on and joining us for today. So thank you so much for being here with us. Absolutely appreciate you. And of course, more guests to come. But that was Jill Guerra, author extraordinaire. And of course, if there's one book that you should come out and see today is When I Breathe Deeply. Yes, Cuando Respiro Profundo. Oh, yes, indeed. Find this one, Jill Guerra, and translated by Morelia Rivers. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. And of course, joining this special edition of Storytime, which is the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair that is happening at Teance in person. And of course, we are here right now. So get ready, get comfortable, get cozy. We'll be getting another one of our stories today. And this one is coming from Mona Dalmoji. And she's all the way out in Santa Barbara, and it is Triangle Square, 7 Stories Press. This one is illustrated by Inosanto Nagara. It is called Together. Yes, indeed. Get ready for this one coming up very shortly. Catch me on the other side of this short break that we have when we are back with more story time. Are you ready? Thank you for being here with us. Join me on the other side as we're back with more story time. Thank you for being here with us. Absolutely appreciate you.
Hi, my name is Zetta Elliott, and I am the author of 40 books for kids, including Dragons in a Bag and A Place Inside of Me. You're watching Storytime with Mr. Limata.
Welcome back indeed. Thank you indeed for joining us. And our next story is this one, Together, coming to you from Mona Dalmaji and Inosanto Nagara. And this one is called Together. All right, here we go. One star shines as distant light. Aw, one star shines as distant light. One star shines as distant light. What else? And when stars shine together, they make one galaxy. Ah, isn't that beautiful? One star shines together. And when stars shine together, they make one galaxy. Yes. One star shines as a distant light. And when stars shine together, they make our galaxy. Aww. One bee wanders through my garden. One bee wanders through my garden. And when bees work together, they are a colony. Oh my goodness. Oh. One bird calls into the wind. Coo, coo. One bird calls into the wind. And when birds call together, they make a cacophony. Yes, they do. One bird calls to the wind. And when birds call together, they make a cacophony. I love that word. Ah. One tree grows toward the sun. One tree grows toward the sun. Oh, well. And when trees grow together, they make a canopy. Oh, look at that. Please do what you can to protect our forests, protect our ecosystems. And when trees grow together, they make a canopy. Oh, yes, indeed they do. One voice sings a tender song. One voice sings a tender song. Oh, and when voices sing together, they make harmony. One voice sings a tender song. And when voices sing together, they make harmony. Ah, yes, they do. One instrument plays an unforgettable beat. Ah, one instrument plays an unforgettable beat. What's your instrument? What's your kind of instrument? And when instruments play together, they are a symphony. Oh. One instrument plays an unforgettable beat. And when instruments play together, they are a symphony. Oh, yes, indeed. One mountain rises to a mighty peak. Oh, wow. One mountain rises to a mighty peak. And when mountains rise together, they are majesty. What mountain range do you see in your area? Yes, what majestic mountain range is near you? One mountain rises to a mighty peak. And when mountains rise together, they are majesty. Majestic. Ah. One wave is a surfer's dream. Do you surf? One wave is a surfer's dream. And when waves move together, they are an endless sea. Oh. One wave is a surfer's dream. And when waves move together, they are an endless sea. Oh, love it. One of us can make a home. One of us can make a home. And when we come together, we are a family. Or we are family. Yes. One of us can make a home. And when we come together, we are family. Yes, indeed we are. One of us can love with all our heart. One of us can love with all our heart. Yes, indeed we can. Oh, do you see frog right there? And And when we love together, we build community. Yes, one of us can love with our whole heart. And when we love together, we build community. One of us can speak up for justice. Yes, one of us can speak up for justice, as we should. And when we speak up together, we create a world of possibility. One of us can speak up for justice. And when we speak up together, we create a world of possibility. Yes, indeed. One of us can speak up for justice. And when we speak up together, we create a world of possibility. And that is the end of our book. Thank you so much, Mona Domaji, and of course, Santo Nogara, for that wonderful, wonderful book indeed. And as we are reminded, friends, that we are with the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair that is happening at Teance, and this is a special live streaming of the event, and we're glad that we are here with us, and I hope that you're enjoying the many stories that we're able to read here with you. And of course, I hope that you enjoy them. Please let us know where you're joining us from and who is joining in with you. And of course, join us for the in-person session that is happening at Teance in Berkeley from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. today out at Teance. So come and join us. Come and join us. Come see what's there. And of course, learn a little bit more about this wonderful event that is happening today. Setup is ongoing right now. And of course, story time will be there live just for you. Thank you so much for joining in, friends, and absolutely love it that we are here together. More stories to come, more guests to come, so I hope that you can stick around with us and get to join in. And of course, if you need to go grab your snack, go grab your snack, come back and get to enjoy with us, of course. And remember too, the importance of community, as the book highlighted in Together. Yes, one of us can speak up for justice, but if we come together, yes, indeed, we can do so much more. And it does say, when we speak up together, we create a world of possibility. So thank you to those that are in fights alone and trying to make sure that everything is done. But I hope that also two others can see the work that is being done, join in, and indeed create that powerful force. Thank you so much for joining us on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. Mona Dalmaji and of course, Santo Nagara, thank you for this wonderful book. And of course, Triangle Square sending out appreciations to you. We will read our next book too in a little while, and this one is called Oakland Baby, and this one will be coming to you from Kamaria Lofton, who will also be at the children's book Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair, and please be sure to join us and find Kamaria there too. And this one is illustrated by Stephen Anderson, and Kamaria Lofton has brought us the Kids Love Oakland series. Beautiful series indeed, including Oakland Bird and many others, and get to learn a little bit more about this wonderful, mighty city that is Oakland. Thank you so much for joining in today. And again, want to appreciate our guests that have come on so far, Jill Guerra, and I know that we do have other guests that will be coming in to join us, including John Castleberry. You remember John Castleberry from the creator of The Conscious Kids, and I think Madeline Corner might be joining us as well. So keep your ears tuned, keep your eyes open. This one is coming up shortly as well, and John will be here to talk a little bit more about what this fair means to him, and of course, what this wonderful book is all about. Thank you so much for joining in, friends. As always, let us know where you're joining in from and who is joining in with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Today is a special day indeed, as we remember too that please do good deeds out there. They do not cost us much. And here we go. Today's encouragement is that, as you see, Sunday the 11th, encouraged to buy an extra item and donate it to a local food bank. Or, maybe there's a toy drive that is happening in your neighborhood and you have a few extra toys that you can put in there. Go on ahead and do that. I hope you're able. And if you're not, let's spare a thought, spare a good thought, spare a prayer. spare, well wishes for our friends out there that might not be as fortunate as we are. So thank you so much for joining in today. Absolutely love it. Encourage you to check out this, print out this one and just try and do those one a day and see how far you can continue along to in the new year. And of course, this one is from Action for Happiness. A big thank you to them for creating this and of course putting it out for all of us. Thank you so much. Programming today is happening and it will be here until 10 a.m. this morning. I'll be joined by our guests very soon. And of course, too, the book fair in person at Teance will be happening. So please do join us there out in Berkeley. But of course, to remember that for those that are not able to join us, or indeed, if later on you're at home and if you like joining us, seeing more what's happening at the fair, do join us at the book fair. Live here on the Storytime platforms from 11 to 2 and get to enjoy many, many great guests and of course great books. Thank you so much for being here. Remember too, we can find Storytime at storytimewithmrlimata.com. You can find us at Storytime with Mr. Limata right here on Facebook and also on YouTube, and also Storytime with Mr. Limata on Instagram. Follow us so you can see what's going on, and of course drop us a message anytime. Recommendations are always welcome to these to us. So please let us know those favorite books that you have out there. And because what happens is the books that I know I'm exposed to are not necessarily the books that somebody else, my neighbor, is exposed to. So that if you share them, share your titles, share the authors that you like, and I'll get to see them. And then that way we're continuing to build this library of amazing books and of course creatives. And right now we're joined by our guest, Christina Newhart. How are you doing? So please join me in welcome Christina Newhart, a good friend and of course indeed a wonderful member of the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair. How are you doing, Christina?
I'm good. Morning, Peter.
So
How
glad
are you?
you could join us. I'm so glad you could join us this morning.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, it'd be great to see you in person.
Yeah, right now I wish I could lift my camera and show you around because I have your prints framed and they making my walls look beautiful right now. So thank you for that. And of course the amazing books. So what have you been up to since the last time we saw you?
Working on there's going to be a new Sorry title coming out next year. So I reached out to an illustrator talking about that book. Other than that, just getting ready for holidays and taking it easy this year.
Yeah. And what does taking it easy mean for you? How does that look like for Christina?
Oh, letting in a lot of rest. Yeah.
Has there been any changes this year that have allowed you to be able to take in more rest, or is that a deliberate, conscious choice?
I think just making that space for that. I'm a freelancer, so it's kind of easy to take that time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. And it's I mean I love your work. I love your books, and I just I know that somebody joining us might not have seen your work yet, or they might not have seen all of your works. So if you have them handy and you want to talk about each one of them, or just highlight a little bit about each one of them, I bring you on and share with us what your amazing work.
We have the books to the side.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's what it's all about. So I will go off camera so you can share with us.
Yeah, so for people that don't know the series, maybe. So I publish Filipino picture books that are multilingual. So they're all bilingual in English and a regional Philippine language, highlighting all the language diversity that's not Tagalog in the Philippines.
That's
So
so
there's
interesting.
there's 4 titles so far. So this is a story from the South.
I know that one.
Amina, the City of Flowers. So this is a Chabacano story. And it's about a little girl who's a yakan weaver. And she it's really a story about learning how to be an artist. And she uses her craft to overcome being homesick because her family has just moved. And she's left all her friends behind. So that might be something that some kids can relate to. Like
I can relate to that too.
Starting over. Yeah. So she uses her loom to weave her new city and the new friends that she makes in that city. So I think this is the crowd favorite. The little monster. So this is a story, Kalipay and the Tiniest Tick Tick. It's a Cebuano story from the middle of the country. It's about friendship. It's about bullying. It's about what it means to be othered and made different. And does that even matter?
Right.
So it's about this little girl, Kalipay, befriends Gamay, and she doesn't really see all these strange things that other people see. She just thinks she's cool. So kids really like this one.
I love
that monster in it. Yeah. And then this is Mello the Umang Boy. This is a really special book. My co-author, Elisa, and we collaborated really closely with a community in the far north in the Philippines, in Batanes. So this is an Ivatan story, and it really was drawn from what people shared about their community, and we tried to pull the themes that were really relevant to that community. So there's real emphasis on elders and coming together as community, and we incorporated a lot of sea life because it's really diverse in the waters around there, and people do still fish traditionally. So wanted to include all those elements in this book. It's about a boy he's like Umang is a hermit crab, so he's like this little creature. He's a little shy.
Oh.
So it's about overcoming your shyness.
Yeah, no, that's really cool. I love it.
And then the last one is by a really wonderful poet, Voltaire Oizon, and this is a story about Sandangao. It's a Waray story from the middle of the country, and it means Sandangao is handspan. So the character is the size of a hand.
Oh.
And he wants to do all these big things, but too small. So what do you do with that? So that's what the story's about.
Oh, love it. Yeah. Oh, thank you. And like you mentioned too, like why was that important for you? Because you mentioned that you wanted to touch on all the different aspects of Filipino, like language and culture. And why was that important for you?
Because like language is what holds culture, it's really profound that way. Like it's something it's ironic because I am actually a monolingual English speaker. So it's very funny that I'm like working on these books myself, but there's really something when everything you touch is in English, let's say. And that sends a certain message. And like things don't translate, right? Like we think differently in English than say Spanish or Tagalog or other languages, so I think there's something there to support the language, and you support culture, and you support all these other things that come out of that, identity and pride and sense of self. So
no, I appreciate that, and it speaks to me really too, like in just observing. There's been so many things where, and I think as a child, I mentioned this before. I was having a conversation, I think it was Mark Barnett, but I mentioned there was one interview I watched, and I think I might have been in the 4th or 5th grade at the time, and one of Zambia's musicians was being interviewed, and he was asked a question. It was about his song. I think it was called Kolioluela. And so he was asked to say, why Kolioluela? What is that? Like, and then he was like, some words are just too rich to be translated into English. And I was like, oh my God, I remember my 5th grade brain just being blown away by that, being like, it's okay to have a language. And for him to have said some words are too rich to be translated in English, for me, it said to me, your language is important. Your language matters. And it's just in that moment to think, I'm sure he doesn't even know this, but it's stuck with me. I was like, oh my goodness, yeah. And I think I've been more proud of my languages for sure after that. But as you're saying, it just reminded me of that.
Yeah, I want to look up that song now.
Yes, no, I will dig it up and I can
bring it to the fair.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so you've done I saw you at the last fair, and then how long have you done the fair, and what does the fair mean to you?
I think this is my 3rd fair. I did the virtual, because I joined during COVID. So yeah, I think this is the 2nd time I'm popping up, and I think the 3rd time.
Oh
join.
yeah, so I think you and I are we're the same intake. We're the same cohort.
Single social justice cohort, kids book cohort. Yeah, and I'm friends with Justine Villanueva and
Yeah.
Gail Romasanta had those two presses had joined, I think, earlier.
Yeah.
And I actually heard about the circle from Justine.
From Justine, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just it's a lovely, it's great. Yeah, I had to say something in words. It's like, it's like community is really important, and kids books are fun, and it's a fun fair, and really great energy. And I see Rob around town and doing different projects like the murals and stuff. And so it's and I moved here, Oakland a few years ago. So it's really lovely to just hear creators, and this is really specific, diverse kids books that are sometimes independently produced. That's like a real niche.
Right.
Yeah, it's not the same as being traditionally published. So, though some of the authors, right, are also traditionally published, but it's I like the vibe. You need the vibe.
And looking forward to the more of that vibe today in person. And I really have enjoyed because I was introduced, I just brought in when the online happened after. When the online when we went virtual that time, so that was my first one. And then last year, of course, we got to meet in person as well, so that was good. I know that you mentioned the culture, and where can people find you, and how can people find your books apart from today at the fair?
I went to Teance in Berkeley today. I went to two. But other than that, sometimes I pop up in the Bay Area. It's not been a lot since COVID, but maybe more next year. But you can always get my books on Etsy. So it's the handle's newharddesign.etsy.com. If you Google Sorry Storybooks, it'll come up. I'm on socials, Google Sorry, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I have a website, sorrystorybooks.com. So you can find me all those ways.
Yeah. And too, like what led you into this into the publishing world, into children's books?
Well, I'm a designer, so I kind of have I think a different trajectory into the entering kids books, but I guess I wanted to coming at it like as a design project, like I wanted to do something with what I knew about creating publications and images and text, and do something to support Philippine culture. And I don't know, I think everybody wants to work on kids books because they're so pretty. So that's like everyone wants to make a kid's book. Make all these wacky things can happen in a kid's book, and it makes sense, and it's beautiful, and kids read it. So that was very attractive to think. But it's also that is just, if you're trying to change something, that's where you can have the most impact. So as a designer, that was really interesting. You want to change how people think about the Philippines, or how one can support Philippine culture, reaching kids is a really great way.
And what is your connection with the Philippines, if you don't mind me asking?
Oh, I'm mixed. I'm Filipina and white, and I was born in Manila, and I lived there till I was 10.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I go back a lot.
Your name, Christina Newhart doesn't say Philippines, so I was curious. Oh wow!
And I chopped my first name off, which is Maria, so it's Maria Cristina. But my name doesn't necessarily. Sounds a little German.
And how was that for you? Like having moved from Manila at 10, I feel like you're pretty set in some ways out there. What were some of those things that how was it transitioning to the US?
It was hard. It's experienced culture clash. I mean, I went to an Americanized international school, so it wasn't as much of a shock as if I were in a Philippine education system. But it's still I mean, you just also just the fact of missing all your friends and having to start over is hard. There was, I think, there were just a lot of, I don't know, I'd say cultural things that you don't get right away. You know, yeah,
Yeah.
it was tough. I really missed, and it's hard to leave at that age, you know,
Yeah.
and leave all your friends behind. And
Yeah.
we didn't have the internet then, so maybe it would be easier now. I'm not sure. You could keep in touch more easily. I wrote to a couple of my classmates for a little bit, and then, you know, your kids, so that just stopped.
Yeah. Oh wow. No, that's amazing. It is so true. I mean, I moved as an adult, and even then it was hard. And even then too, there are times I even say sitting here with you today, there are things that I just, oh, I wish I had known this, or, you know, like, oh my God, the things that I have said. Like, but there's comfort too in knowing, like, look, when you know better, do better, right? Like is it Maya Angelou quote? Like, you know, do your best every time until you know better, but when you know better, do better. And so that's been really like one of the things that has been helping me, in that I came in and there are things that I grew up with at times where it's like, oh my goodness, like, yeah, that's not how you're supposed to treat people. And of course, there are many beautiful things too that I carry from my culture that shape me. And as I am living in this society too, I'm telling myself, like, hold on to those, you know, hold on to those. And like things about community, things about, you know, like just respect and all that. So I can imagine for a little kid.
And it's very, I feel like in America, it's not that those things don't exist, but it's a very individualistic culture. So it's, I don't know, there's just a different attitude towards the collective and how we connect to each other in a lot of other places.
Yeah. And
I really value.
I don't know what you think. I've wondered, like in trying to make sense of things like that, I've wondered if it's whether the society being wealthier in general, and again, it varies individually, but just meaning like in terms of how job availability, you know, or things, I feel like people can be a little more independent here. Quicker and maybe even more so, but say back home, you're always encouraged. I mean, in Zambia, for example, you're always encouraged, like, take care of your family, take care of your friends. And, you know, even the sayings like, you know, today it's on your friend, tomorrow it's on you. So make sure you know that you're not forgetting people when you're doing well, because when they, you know, when it's your turn, they'll be there for you too, and so on. And so, like, we mourn together, we celebrate together, everything you do. Like, I grew up, my household is an example. My mom only had 3 kids, myself and my 2 sisters. But I grew up in a household of 15, at times even more, you know, because all her cousins' kids, all her siblings' kids came to live with us. And these are people that are now my brothers, people who've, you know, my sisters, people who've taken care of me too when I've, you know, like needed them. And so just thinking about that, how we have those support systems, and how sometimes I think, whereas had I been able to be like, oh, I can be independent at 18, I can be this, and you don't really lean on that, but that's just one of the theories I have. I don't know.
No, that's really, that really encapsulates it. Yeah, just, I think, I would say, like, I think here, I feel like we're more aware of being interdependent in a lot of other places like the Philippines. And it's just more like that's like a reality. Sorry, my cat.
No, love it. What's the name?
Oh, this is Princess. Yeah, she's being very loud. But I think it's, you know, that's the reality of the world, right? Like, look at global warming. So I'm getting very serious, but, you know, we're actually interdependent on each other. And I just think in a lot of other countries, in America, I feel like we believe we're not interdependent, and it's wonderful to have more opportunities to have space and be independent. But there's something about it, I think, that's maybe not accurate, right? Like, so that's the bit I miss, is like just recognizing like we all are connected, and that's how we should be living, right? Like, we should care about each other, because we are all. It's not really a choice, even, you know, we all share, you know, this world.
Yes. So, no, I mean, the pandemic, if anything, highlighted that.
Yeah.
Like how people were like, if you cannot just take care of the US and say, oh, we have vaccines, we have this, we are on board. No, you have the rest of the world.
Yeah, it's a
you're
myth, right?
connected.
Like,
You
oh
cannot-
no, we have our own over here and we're good.
No.
It doesn't work like that. Yeah.
But yeah, no, thank you, Christina. I really, like just appreciate your perspective and like just the books that you bring to. I've been fortunate enough to have seen them and even just to have had your prints and stuff and see what you do and just thankful for that, and thank you for being so deliberate about bringing in that diversity aspect and celebrating other cultures. Because honestly, like for me, I have my Filipino friends and so on, but when we talk about it and I think of the Philippines, I will always say, oh, I would probably ask them, do you speak Tagalog, or what's like not knowing about the other ones. Yeah, so
Yeah.
just appreciating that.
That's fair.
Thank you. No, I love it. The cat's like, do not ignore me.
Yeah, she's moving the laptop around.
Christina, is there anything else that is coming up? Any other? I know you mentioned new Sari. Anything else that is coming up?
So just that again, that the book that's coming out next year is called Jalal in the Lake by Hannah Usman. We're contracting an illustrator right now. So you can stay tuned to my feeds to watch that book in process. It's a wonderful story. Set in it's a Maranao story. Set around Marawi
And what region is that?
It's in the south part of the country, and it's about a little boy who is learning to not be selfish, basically.
No, important issues indeed, to not be selfish. I love it.
But there's a little magic in there and some eco themes too.
Yeah. Oh, well, Christina, before I let you go, and just one more time, please, could you show us your books, and then also just tell us where people can find you.
So you can find these books on newharddesign.etsy.com. You can find Sorry Storybooks on socials, and the website sorrystorybooks.com.
Thank you so much. And to everybody that is coming too, are you going to be doing any book signings this morning or today?
Yes, I will, at Teance Fine Teas in Berkeley. Come by 11 to 2. There's also books I can dedicate. Many other creators that are wonderful. Get all your books for next year.
Thank you so much. And I don't know if you two know each other yet, but we also have Brianna here too joining us. And Brianna, welcome.
Hi, Brianna.
Hi, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Hi, it's nice to meet you. I'm already here at the fair. We're helping to get things ready and set up.
Nice.
Love it. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Christina. And of course, I'll see you in person very shortly. Yeah.
Peter.
All right. Bye-bye. Hey, Brianna, thank you. You're on location already. I'm itching to get there. And hopefully leaving in the next 20 minutes or so. But
yeah, great.
What's happening there? Maybe you can give us a tour since you're there.
Sure. Let me see if I can turn things around. Oh no, I don't. I'm so bad with.
I don't want to mess it up.
Okay, because I know I'm a millennial, but I'm really, really bad with technology. It is not my fine point.
No, we can see a little bit of it, and of course, Storytime will be there live too, so we'll be able to do more scenic views.
Yes.
But yes, tell us about your work and what the Social Justice Holiday Book Fair means for you.
Sure. So I think don't have the best sound here, but I think
we can hear you clearly.
Okay, great. So today I have my book, Impossible Moon.
Oh, yes.
Which is illustrated by Tanya Angel.
Nice.
And it's a book that just came out with Simon & Schuster, Denise Milner's imprint at Simon & Schuster. And then I have also some copies of my book, Hands Up.
Yes.
I don't know how to work this. Okay, there we go. because I have a camera in one hand and the book in the other hand.
I hear you. No.
Great. So, but Impossible Moon is my newest book. Then I wrote a book for the Atlanta mayor's office because I'm from Atlanta, Georgia. That's called Atlanta My Home.
Yeah, you've been you all made us breathe really hard these last few couple of years.
I try. I'm trying to hustle. Not too much. Not so into hustle culture, but like definitely giving it all I've got.
Yeah. And what was the one you wrote about the mayor's office, and then what's the one on what are the other two books about, the ones that you mentioned?
Yeah, so the one I wrote for City of Atlanta, the mayor's office, is called Atlanta My Home. And it's about a child called Little Bit.
Yeah.
And sorry, I'm laughing because Janine, we're like, there's stuff going on, and Janine's like, thank you. But it's about a child called Little Bit, and just kind of reflecting on Atlanta. And for me, it was an opportunity to really think back over all of the different paths I've traveled coming from Atlanta.
Yes.
And connecting with the city as my hometown, but also as someone who's gone and traveled to lots of different places, gone to school in lots of different places, and come back and see a city that's so changed.
Right.
And then Hands Up, which is my very first book, which unfortunately has been banned in quite a few places.
It's not. We're here. It's here. It's here.
I appreciate that. I was like, this is my first book. So, and that is just about a little girl. Her name's Vivian or Viv. And all the instances where we're talking about her life mattering. And, Viv, V-I-V, is life, like that prefix. So there's a lot in there where I just wanted to celebrate an opportunity or to have an opportunity to celebrate Black girls and their connection.
Right there, Brianna. Just hold on there because we have somebody who has a Black girl named Viv.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just listening to this saying, oh my girl, Vivian, I need to tell her about this book. So,
oh, great.
And one of my twins' name is Vivian. So, yes.
Okay.
You two have not met yet, I'm assuming.
No.
Oh, it's happening today.
Hi, it's nice to meet you.
Bye.
John and Brianna. Yeah, and both, Brianna, I was just introduced recently to your work, and then, got to kind of get sneak peeks of little bits. And then, of course, as you're sharing today too. And John has this amazing book, and hopefully you get to meet Teance, of course. So we're there in person.
It looks beautiful.
Yeah, no, I love this book. I love it so much. But yeah, I just thought when you're mentioning those, I was like, oh my God, like this is such a great connection.
What a segue, huh?
Brianna is already on site this morning.
I am.
Okay, we'll be headed down there, and right after this, we're gonna head down there. So
awesome.
Thank you so much, Brianna, for joining in and sharing such amazing work.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. I'll go back to setting up, and you all have a great conversation.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then what we'll do too while we're there, we'll try and come back to you. That's why we had an asterisk on you, because we said you were able to do both. And we'll take both. So we'll come to you two there when we're there and set up at Tears.
Awesome. See y'all in a little bit.
Great to see you. Please,
okay.
Get it ready for us.
I will. We got you. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See you soon.
Hey, John.
Hi there. How are you? Good morning.
Or should I say Madeline?
Yeah. You got to change it in your contacts.
I'm telling you, it still says Madeline in here. So every time, that's why I'll say something, and I'm like, no, this is John I'm talking to.
Yeah. We'll make sure that we'll get all that squared away when we see you this morning.
Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm very good. Yeah.
I'm glad. Always good to see you. Always good to see you, brother. Thank you so much for joining in.
Yeah. Thanks for making creating these opportunities. It's really a wonderful thing to do.
It's wonderful, like I'm just glad people were, up, ready to get up early and come in and join in. Yeah. So what does the fair mean to you? I know you've done it a few years now.
Oh, it's actually, there's levels to it. I mean, there's so many things. One, of course it's a great opportunity to showcase our book, but it's also a great opportunity to meet other like-minded authors and creative artists that are also, on this trajectory to making change and creating content, or for children that content that looks like them.
Yes.
And heroes and sheroes that look like them. Because and I know it's true for you too, because it's still true for some of the children that are going through school today, that there wasn't content, there weren't heroes and sheroes that look like me. That's changing, but slowly. But fortunately, because of people like you and the people that are going to be down here, that is changing. And
it's ongoing, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. And so, it's great to meet other like-minded people. It's great to be in community with people that are pushing towards the same vector of change and that sort of thing. And then we also will discover other content that we may not have known was out there.
Right.
So.
And that's what definitely the beauty of this. And I was just saying earlier too, I'm like, please share the authors share work that you know about, because what you're exposed to, what you're doing is not what I'm being exposed to and what I'm seeing. Even just in a regular day, you might run into somebody at a coffee shop that I won't, and they will share something and you're like, oh my goodness, I could share this with the world. One of those things that came up recently, I went to a math conference last weekend actually, and one of the speakers there, I think it was Dan Myers, he was talking about mistakes and misconceptions. And it was like, no, let's not think of them as mistakes, but think of them as takes. Because that is your take at the moment.
Yes.
Your thought. That's your conception in that moment.
I love that.
How it changes, how it evolves, depending on what you've been, what else has come to your understanding.
Right.
It evolves with time. And that's because you're talking about kids and how we teach math and things, and how we sometimes things like, like there are all these mistakes and we can fix them. No, it's not something that is meant to be fixed. It's something that is meant to be built upon and grow.
Right. So, because you need those. Because how else do you figure out what else to do if you don't try something?
Right.
Yeah. I had I was listening to this producer was giving this talk. It was a film producer, and he was talking to a group of a director's class, and he was saying, go out and make. I'm not going to use the verbiage he used. Go out and make a really bad movie, like just horrible. Just shoot it.
Yeah,
just shoot it, and just go out and make a movie, and let it be bad. But just do it. Just do it from beginning to end, and then watch it, and then do another one. Because you will learn so much from making a bad one.
Yes.
That you're like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. But unless you make the bad one, you don't have anything to look at. And that always stuck with me, where our society kind of pushes us towards being perfect, and like as if you have to get it perfect the first time. And why would you, or how would you? It's not.
Yes.
So I love that idea of changing it from mistakes to takes, because and I know we're talking about books, but even in film, you talk about take one, take two, take.
Right.
You don't call it mistake one.
That's so true, right? Yeah.
So so that's a great way to
love it. Yeah.
And all the greats talk about failing upwards and failing big, and that you have to miss it to know how to where to correct.
Yes.
Yeah. So
that's so true. No, I appreciate you. And talking about that, I know, we The Conscious Kids, you've gifted such an amazing book.
Oh.
You and Madeline really just love this. And of course, too, hugs, just give my love to Madeline.
I
And
will.
I'll see her later on,
Getting
too.
ready for the fair right now. We're departments here. You got to change that.
That's the way it should be. Yeah, no, it's
Right.
definitely a lot of moving parts for sure. But yeah, so you know, like what's happened with the book, or what's been happening? What's new on the Conscious Kids front?
Well, we've been working on the second one, and it's a process. It's a process. So because it's not all that we do.
Right. You mean you do other things? What are your side hustles? Apart from this, your main work.
Well, Madeline runs her own healing business, and I work, and we're parents, and we're raising 13-year-old twin girls, and that's more than a notion, and and everything that comes along with it.
Right. And, oh my goodness.
So it's
it's
our plates are full of things we asked for. So when you ask for things, you have to be ready to have them. And
right.
But it's all good. We consider it all blessings, and
that's the spirit for sure. And and I did, I just jumped right in, and I just love it so much. But yeah, so what's happened? What's been the second one? What's happening? Where in the process?
It's a without giving away too much. It's a continuation. It's called Courageous Adventures of the Conscious Kids, and so it's the same format, if you will, and it's our characters continue on. Where each story is centered around a different life skill and learning principle, and they encounter challenges, both personal and community challenges, and they have to come together. It's all the message of these stories is about community and collaboration and working together, and to be more granular, that the message that I hope each child reading it, and the parents that are reading it to children, the message that I hope they get is that the fact that you're different is that's your superpower.
Right.
That you're not like Joe or Julie or whoever your other classmate or friends are. The fact that you're not like them, that's your superpower. And that that you need to look at who you are and what you bring, because you're born because that's what's needed. You're bringing what's needed, and what's not there, and it's all about celebrating the individual being a part of the collective,
right?
And like even like we were just talking about, meeting other artists and authors and other creatives and people and activists and people that are involved in this change, and you just said it, that I meet somebody that you didn't meet, or somebody we both know that shares something that didn't come up in your conversation. And so it's those differences that continue to build and strengthen us as a community and as individuals.
Yeah.
Because I always say, if you and I thought alike, why would we talk?
Exactly. Right.
Because there'd be nothing to say to each other, because we would all be sharing all the same thoughts. And it's the fact that we have different perspectives and different experiences and different strengths that we bring to every conversation and every situation. Yeah. Those are the things that allow us to grow and evolve. And evolve as a society and even possibly as a species. So
yeah, no, I love that. I love that so much. And I think too, in your work like this, it just brings out so much, and of all those aspects that you touched on, and in ways that are such kid friendly. And how is that process? Like how is thinking, how much do you put into making it accessible for the kids versus what comes first? Is it the struggle to get it to make it accessible, or is it just
that's a great question, because it makes me think about my process, right? And so basically, or we, because I'm not doing this alone. And I created this together.
Yeah.
But speaking from the position of what my process of what I'm trying to do, or how I try to go about it, is that, we have our characters. We've developed our characters. Before the stories began, we had to develop our characters. We had to know who we were putting into these situations, right? And then we know what we want to talk about, like what the message is going to be, and then create a scenario that makes that struggle happen. Okay. And so, and I can't speak for other people, but for me, it's knowing who my characters are, and my characters are children, and knowing who they are. And I think it helps when I could tap into my own immaturity. But around children helps too, because we have kids and their friends, and our characters are inspired by our kids,
Yeah.
But then it's just, I basically just throw the characters into the situation and listen to see what they have to say about it.
They have to say, oh my goodness, John, I know that you and I, we can talk for hours.
Oh yeah.
But we have to get ready for the fair. And of course, like in closing, for now, but of course we'll be coming to your desk at the fair. We'll come to your table, and hopefully have more conversations there too. But just wondering too, as we're closing today, what can people expect from your table at the fair today?
Well, they can obviously we'll have it there for sale, and obviously, but I'm also looking forward to talking to people, and either be they parents or teachers or librarians, and sharing with them what our message is, what we hope to get out, and what they're finding, what they're encountering, what they're seeing that children are needing or missing, or because again, a librarian encounters things that a teacher doesn't, and parents encounter things that neither of them do, and we all become the voices of these children who may not be able to articulate what they're experiencing, but we recognize from our own experiences what they're going through, and be able to articulate it and find ways to fulfill their needs.
Yeah.
And so, it's an ongoing process, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing you again. It's always a pleasure to see and talk to you. And I'm looking forward to, we know several of the authors that are going to be there, and we don't see them on a regular basis.
Right.
Seeing some of these people, and hopefully the weather will give us a break and we won't get all rained on. But even if it rains, we're bringing shelters, like shade shelters. So we'll be out.
We're ready.
Well, it's always a fun event.
No, thank you so much, John. Always a pleasure, and I'm excited. I think we've been building out to this, and now my excitement is just like over the roof. I cannot wait. So thank you for coming in this morning. I know with getting ready, trying to hop on over and get everything.
Oh, it's an honor. It's always an honor and privilege.
Yeah.
Hey, so we'll see you down there.
Yes, I'll see you in a little bit for sure. Thank you so much. Yes, that was John Castleberry of the Conscious Kids. Yes, and as you've heard, There's yes, a new one coming right up. So please stay tuned. Follow them at the Conscious Kids and see what's happening. And so you know you can keep up to date with all that's happening, the Conscious Kids. Thank you so much for joining in, John. Always a pleasure. And of course, see you very soon. And yeah, with so many people joining us and just getting ready. But we'll definitely see you there at the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair. I think I finally got to say it right.
Yeah.
Bye-bye, John. To everybody that was joining in, thank you so much for being here today. This has been the live pre-programming for our show that is happening, for our event, our fair that is happening at Teance this morning. So please get ready, make your way to Teance, and we'll be there from 11 until all the way until 2 p.m. And oh, you're welcome, John. You are very welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Thank you, dear John. And of course, every other guest that we've had here today. Christina Newhart, thank you for coming in. Brianna, thank you for joining us. And of course, Jill Guerra for joining us as well this morning. And apologies to those that could not get in because of technical difficulties that we had at the beginning, but thank you. And of course, we hope that we can bring in the organizers when we meet them at Teance, and they can come in and shed a little more light on this wonderful event. So please remember today that this is a special streaming of the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair that is happening at Teance Fine Teas in Berkeley from 11 until 2 p.m. this afternoon. And of course, we've been here from 8 until now. This is where we'll be signing off for the online session for this part. And then, of course, we are back on. Join us 11 to 2 p.m. Please join us. Come on up. Let us know you're here so indeed we can say hi to you and, of course, know where you are. And, of course, so that you can see what's happening at the Social Justice Children's Book Holiday Fair, even though you're not able to be there in person. So, yes, Storytime has you covered. Remember, you can find Storytime at Storytime with Mr. Limata on YouTube as well as Facebook. You can find us at Storytime with Mr. Limata on Instagram as well as at storytimewithmrlimata.com. We love you. We appreciate you. Thank you for joining us this morning. See you at Teance. Make your way. Teance, here we come with more Storytime coverage. Thank you so much for being here, friends. Absolutely appreciate you all. And I'll see you again in an hour's time. Thank you. Please get ready, get comfortable, get cozy wherever you are. More Storytime coming your way. We have another 3-hour marathon coming up. Thank you for being here. Much love from me, and we'll see you again next time on Storytime. Thank you so much for joining in. But be sure to definitely join us. At 11 for more Storytime. Thank you for being here. Bye-bye. Love you. Thank you for joining in. Let me see if I can get my bearings correct here. One time. All right. There we go. All right. Thank you, friends, for being here. Much love from me. See you at Teance. Bye-bye.
Story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Limata. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Limata, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely, won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing